Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's layout is a layout that I'm scrapbooking of my youngest daughter. In this picture, she's about 2 months old, which is how old she is now, so this was very recent. And I'm catching her smiling for not the first time, but um, the first few times. And so I love being able to get these kind of moments on camera and have them documented. And here I was just playing with her, and she started smiling, and she gave me this big cheesy grin, toothless grin. And I luckily had my phone with me very close, which I usually do. And I managed to snap a couple pictures. So the paper collection that I'm starting with is the Maggie Holmes Bloom collection, and I'm enjoying working with this collection lately. Um, there's a lot of collections that I've barely made dents in, and I think my goal for 2016 is to really use what I have. Um, I like many I keep buying stuff, guys. Let's be honest here. I keep buying stuff. I keep buying new collections, and my older stuff just kind of sits. So I think what I will do is once I get settled in my new house, because we're moving very soon, and maybe by the time this is posted, we will have already moved. But once I get my new craft room organized and I have my things unpacked, I think I will come up with a series that focuses on using older collections, because I know a lot of us have older collections sitting in our craft areas, and it's a shame to let those go to waste. So let's use them, and maybe hopefully some of you guys will play along with me, and maybe we can start some kind of thread or something. So let's see here. So I started originally with some white cardstock, and I decided that I wanted to mat out that white piece of cardstock. So I just chose a piece of pattern paper that I really liked and cut out the middle of it and just stuck my white cardstock to it. So that's pretty simple. And that again acts like an anchor. I know I say that in almost every video that I make that uses a background like that, but it really is an anchor. And it grounds the entire layout. So here I'm just working on my layout. I am not working on my layouts. I am working on my matting. So I decided that I was going to go through some of the they're not scraps, the cut papers I already had, and some of the 6x6, and pick out the ones that I really liked and wanted to get matted behind the pictures. And I matted them pretty much the same, except for one of the photos that I alternated the papers. And I decided that I wanted them up on dimensionals, not dimensionals, but I wanted a bit of height. So I used some craft foam, and I'm using that for dimension. Very simple, nothing complicated about it. And here the thickers that I'm using for my title are thickers, and they're in the font Darling, and they're really cute, a really scripty kind of font. And I decided early on that I want to do a mixed font title, which I've been doing a lot of lately. I think I've done that for a very long time without even knowing that I was doing it. So ultimately the title ends up being Love That Smiling Little Face. And I just love the color of that font as well, because it's totally the same color as the jumper my baby is wearing in the pictures. So, and then the second set of alphas that I'm using are the Snap Color Vibe alphas, and it's in the lights. So I'm going through the colors here trying to decide which ones I want to use, and I decide on that gray kind of weathered wood grain. And I'm just going to go through and add some of my titles with that alpha. It's very simple, nothing complicated at all. And I fiddle around with the placement of the letters as well, because I wanted to get it settled, centered, and ultimately I don't end up getting it centered, and it bothers me, but it doesn't bother me, because you'll see coming up, I end up using a die cut on the left hand side of the title, and it kind of throws it off a bit, but it's not terrible. But I was like, I kind of like it. I'm going to leave it. It didn't bother me all that much. And so the little part of it, the little part of the title that I'm going to use here are the October Afternoon Mini Markets in the pink and black. So I'm just using that packaging as kind of like a guide, and I'm sticking all the letters down on it, but only half of the letters, and then I'll just peel everything up and stick it down. So there I have 3 different fonts, and it says That Smiling Little Face. And I really like the way that turned out. Excuse me. So here I'm going through the die cuts, and if you, in another video, I tried to use those letters that say love, and they're pink, and the top of it is a gold glitter, and I just couldn't make them work, but I decided that I was going to stick them down on this layout. So the title ultimately ends up being Love That Smiling Little Face. So the letters just go from the middle of the 2 pictures, so it just overlaps both pictures. Very simple. And I know that in that corner there where I'm fussing, I'm putting the die cuts, I know that I want something there, and those are the ephemera pieces that I was talking about. So I end up sticking that rose, and it plays nicely with the colors of the picture, and as well as with the papers that I'm using. And I also am going to end up sticking something in the top right corner as well. Excuse me, I have a cough all of a sudden because I'm recording. So I end up using a gold piece of glittered ephemera and a little word tag, and I can't seem to see what it says from here, but you'll see in the final pictures what it is, and a leaf. And it's very simple, but it just adds a bit of something in that corner. And here now you can see what I was talking about with the title. My title is centered now, but because I have that die cut on the left, it kind of throws it off just a little, but it's not terrible, and I decided that it's fine. And so these are the accent stickers that I'm going through, but I don't end up using anything from them. You believe that? So this is the entire layout. It came together relatively quickly. Nothing overly complicated. I hope you guys enjoyed my video and will join me for the next one soon. Take care, guys. Bye.